guys, good to do this in person. Good to see everybody. Our team used the open date wisely. Spent a lot of time healing up. We had two really good practices, both wearing helmets. We put in some game plan stuff versus Alabama. I thought our guys did a very good job. Thursday, they had a team activity and they had the weekend off, so everybody should come back today ready to go. We're relatively healthy, more than we've been in the past. Some guys got healed up, so it was a good week for us. I want to congratulate John Robinson, Paul Bear Bryant, Lifetime Achievement Award. Coach Robinson is a great friend of mine. He's been with me. I use him as a mentor. He's in our office every day. He works the same hours everybody else works, from 6 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. The guy is relentless, and he's a great man to have on our staff. Obviously, this is a big game for us in Alabama, playing them on the road. Great atmosphere there. Alabama's offense is averaging 46 points a game, almost 600 yards per game. Bryce Young is a great quarterback. He's mobile. He's accurate. Brian Robinson is really, really an impressive back. His one cut and the way he gets downhill, outstanding back. John Mechie and Jamison Williams, outstanding receiver, but as Alabama does, that line is fantastic. Evan Neal, who we recruited here, is going to be All-American, the first-round draft choice, one of the best guys we've seen. Their defense is very stout, 21 points a game, 4.25, some 3.4. Will Ennis is a guy that we recruited. He's got 9 sacks. We got to know where he's at all times. For Darius Mathis is doing a good job. And their transfer, Henry Toto, is the team leading tackle at 59. On special teams, a guy that was committed to us for about 3 months, Jojo Earl, is a dynamic returner. Well, we're looking forward to this week's practice. We're looking forward to getting everybody back today and attacking the week. Any questions?
Yeah, there was a report about 30 minutes ago that said Myles Brennan entered the transfer portal. Can you confirm the status of that?
Yeah, he just came meet with me. He said, Coach, he was teary-eyed. It was a tough decision for him. He thought that he just needed to find a place that he felt that he can go play for 1 year and start. And obviously, I know he's not going to play this year. He's not ready. It was a tough decision. I think he and his family made it. I told him, I said, listen, hey, you hold your head high. You gave all you can to LSU. You graduated from LSU, and I wish him the best.
Hey, Coach, I know you don't like to get into spreads or numbers, but you heard that y'all are 28.5-point underdogs, and what do you think about the total lack of respect by Vegas this week?
No, we don't pay attention to that. This first I heard of it. I remember I was at Ole Miss. We came to play LSU. We was a 27-point underdog. We went into overtime, so those games can go either way. They're a very good football team. Give them credit, but we're gonna be ready to play.
Hey, Ed, going back to Myles, obviously you've coached a long time and you dealt with a lot of players who dealt with injuries and tough situations, but does your heart really go out to him? I mean, is a guy who came here and has waited his turn and just through one bad situation or another never really got to live up to get his chance to really play?
Yeah, and I got to give it to Myles and his family. He remained patient. He waited his turn, and I thought he played very good last year at the beginning of the year. Right? I thought he was very accurate. I thought he made the right throws. He got a strong arm. And I thought he was going to end up having a great year. And unfortunately, he got hurt. And then unfortunately, he got hurt again this year. And things happened that way to where he thought that he had to move on and take a shot at another place. Joe Burrow did the same thing. It worked out for him. I hope the same thing works out for Myles. He wants to play pro ball. I hope he gets that shot.
Ed, even with Myles, I mean, obviously he wasn't able to play this year, so it doesn't affect y'all in the future. But I guess just how would you assess the quarterback room moving forward when he won't be a part of the team next year? Even though
Same thing. Nothing's changed really. For the remainder of the year, and I don't know who they're gonna bring in. What are they gonna talk about them? That's for them. But nothing's changed, because he wasn't with us. I didn't expect him to play. I knew his rehab was taking a little bit longer, and he has some other things that he's got to work on. And, he had a little knee that was hurt, stuff like that. So I think there's some things that he needs to get fixed up, get healthy. And but as far as the quarterback room, it's going to stay the same. The thing that with Garrett, He only has one more game to play that he can get redshirt, that he needs to redshirt if we decide to get redshirted. So that's something we talked about. Max is our starting quarterback. I'm going to play Garrett if we can. And we're going to talk about what game we're going to play him in. Yeah. Yeah, you know, his shoulder was very sore, but he practiced every day. He knows Garrett's breathing right down the back of his neck. So he's a competitor. He knows he can't blink. So he practiced. It was a kind of a walk-through practice. I think he should be full speed today.
Yeah, hey, Coach, you mentioned you guys kind of took this week to get a little bit healthier. Is there any updates on some of those guys that were kind of, I guess, maybe questionable last week?
Yeah, Chase Hines is going to be back. Devontae Lee is going to be back. The guys that I know for sure are not going to be back is Sage Ryan. I don't think he's going to be available this week. Bo told me this morning he's out. We're still waiting for Cordell Flott to get better. We think he will, but he won't be practicing today or tomorrow. Hopefully he can practice Wednesday.
Hey, Coach. You mentioned Alabama's defense and kind of it can be a little bit more multiple. Is there anything unique about them this year, or is it kind of just the same thing as usual with different players?
Yeah, and you know, they more of a 4-2-5 than a 3-4. Now, Will Anderson's got 9 sacks. Toto's all over the field. They're strong in the middle, very strong as they've been. Their corners are great players. Their star players are an excellent player, their nickel. Very talented football team and well coached. You know, and they have 11 interceptions. They +7 in the turnover ratio, which is very good.
Coach, 2 years ago at this time, it was such a big win for you in the program. Have you reflected on any of that? Have you thought about any of that this week?
No, I haven't had time. I was sitting out there thinking, you know, wow, how things have changed. Last time we going over there, I was sitting on my porch out there. I knew if we win that game, we had a chance. But we had to go through Alabama, and that was a big victory for us. Things are different now, but it's still LSU, Alabama. My job is to get these guys to play as hard as we can. We're going to be prepared. We're going.
Kind of in that same vein, a lot has changed in college football, not just here. Gary Patterson out at TCU. Did football change more than we probably know during that COVID time and since?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot has happened, NIL and just everything seems to
There's
be
a
different.
big shift. I feel a big shift. It's definitely different from when I started, obviously, but you got to change with the times. And the guys that are going to be successful, those are the guys that change with the times. So it's ongoing. It's changing every day. NIL, transfer portal, stuff like that, guys opting out and stuff like that. So it's a little bit different.
Hey, Coach O back here again. You were out on the road or around the city these last weekend doing recruiting. How was your reception? Obviously, it's a little different when you're selling your pitch now that you won't be here at the end of the year. How did that all go for you?
I still took a picture of everybody in the stadium. It seemed like, they love LSU. And, you know me, I like to go talk to the people. I loved it. I really like going to the games. The game that I saw on Friday night was an excellent football game, one of the best high school games I saw in a while. I just enjoy going to it, and everybody treated me with utmost respect. Saturday, I got to go to Strawberry Stadium, see an excellent game. I got to go up and see Coach Robbie Mahfouz, who coached me in the All-Star game, and just some great people.
Coach, any thoughts on? I talked to Bryce Brown a couple of weeks ago, and he says you and he are very close.
Yeah.
He said that he thought one of the things that happened was that COVID really hurt you after the championship season and kind of stopped your momentum. Do you agree with that?
Well, I'm not gonna make no excuses, but it was different. We had one of the best teams in football, and then we got locked up. It seemed like for almost a year. I'd like to be able to go out recruiting and do the things that we wanted to do, but I can't say that it made that much of a difference from what's happening now.
If you would talk about your running back room and how much I think you're going to need them this week, or how much you think you're going to need them this weekend.
We have to run the football. We have to be very solid in the run game. Ty Davis, We get Bradford back. Armani Goodwin's going to be back. Corey Connor's going to be back. We'll need all four of them to play, and we need to rotate those guys and keep them fresh. We have to be 50-50. We can't get one-dimensional on this team.
Trey Bradford is eligible now?
Yes, yeah, he's been eligible. He just had a lingering, he's a track guy. He had a lingering hamstring for a while. Now he's better to where we can get him out to practice, and hopefully he can do very well.
And then Malik Neighbors has kind of come on a little bit over the course of the season. For a guy who didn't play his senior year, how kind of amazing was it to see somebody who could step in right away, even though he kind of lost a year of high school there at the end?
Coming into camp this summer, he was one of the best receivers out there. The guy's just natural. He's fluid. He's got a great catch radius. He's a competitive guy. He knows how to run routes. He's tough. He can play at safety. So I don't know if that year off hurt him, to be honest with you. And unfortunately, it was a Monday practice where we only had we didn't have any helmets on, and he went for a ball and he fell on the shoulder. And if he didn't do that, I think the guy would have had a breakout year as a freshman.
You said you used last week to do a lot of scouting. What did you come up with, and how confident are you that your coaches kind of, learned a lot about your team?
Yeah, well, they're very good, as always. Very well coached. On us. Okay, on us. Well, on self-scouting, we're too predictable about formations, too predictable on first down. We're very, very predictable on defense. We need to have more of a variety on first down. We giving them the same looks over and over again. There's not much disguise. What we line up in, we were in. So we got to, you can't, this part of the season, you just can't put a lot of new stuff in, but we put in a couple little wrinkles to make it tough. And then the biggest part for us on defense is adjusting. We have not been in the right adjustments. We have not been in the right position according to some formations. So we had an adjustment period all last week, adjustment period all this week. We've been doing it, but we're really, really honing in and being in the right place at the right time.
Ed, kind of to that end, I know you don't give away your game plan or anything, but given the circumstances, can you be a little freer? Can you be a little more,
Sure.
take a chance, trick play, something like that?
Sure. I saw a great onside kick Friday night, man, in the third quarter. I thought the coach did a great job of doing it. And if it's there, we got to do it. We got to be smart. And they're gonna expect us to do it. But we're going to have all that in our arsenal, but it's just got to be in the right place at the right time. Sometimes it's a gut feeling.
Hey, Ed, how does the team feel going into this matchup with Bama? You beat Florida, you had a close one against Ole Miss. What's the vibe in the locker room?
Very good. Very good. These guys are anxious. They're ready to play. It's LSU, Alabama. Throw all the records out. That's enough said. And they're going to be ready to go. I'm going to be ready to go. They're going to be ready to go. Tremendous challenge. A lot of respect for this football team, but we're coming.
Coach, here on the right. I think it was last week, there were some reports that Bug Strong was thinking about entering the portal or was going to enter the portal.
Yes.
Beyond Damone and Micah, who were some guys that could see some playing time given the injuries there.
Greg Penn. Greg Penn's a freshman. I think he's a very talented freshman. We're looking at him to play there, and he's the next guy up.
Hey, Coach, over here on your left, with Sage out and Cordell questionable, who are you looking to step up in the secondary this week?
Cam has done a good job for us. He stepped up. Jay Ward's a very multiple guy. Ray Darius Jones got to step up. Darren Evans got to step up. Those guys there have done a good job for us. Todd Harris. Hopefully Todd Harris is healthy and can play. We haven't gotten much playing time out of him because of injuries this year. All those guys got to step up.
Sorry to keep hammering the injury bug, but are you in danger of not meeting the requirements?
Oh, no, not at all. No. We're fine. Nope. we're not, we'll fake it till we make it. Everybody good? Hey, good to see everybody. Go Tigers.